Hello everyone, welcome to IEMLabs. Today we will be looking into if-else statements. This is the second video on if-else statements. So today we will be looking more into the elif part and the conditions that follow with the if-else statements. So let's get started. As we had seen previously, the if-else statements have the following syntax. Let's keep it till here. Now, the situation is suitable when we have binary situations. By binary situations, I mean situations which can either result in a true value or a false value, which basically oscillate between two given values. Now, this may not be the case in all the given situations in our real life. Let's say we are rolling a die. Now, rolling a die is a very common thing which all of us has done, and we have six possible outcomes. Now six possible outcomes can't really be dealt with the given condition where we are handling only two situations. Let's say the code which was previously pasted here, this was basically to check whether the number was lesser than 10. Now we have to incorporate the fact whether the number is greater than 10 or equal to 10 altogether in this single given scenario. Now this we may also have had a situation where if the number would have been equal to 10, then we would have to take another course of action. So how do we accommodate a situation which involves more than two possibilities? So for that, we have another statement called the elif statement. The elif statement is basically put between the if and the else statement, and it also has a syntax similar to the if statement. We write elif, which is a keyword, then follow it up with condition or conditions, follow it up with a colon, then we have the same hash and then tab body. So let's say if this situation were to handle the case of the number being equal to 10, we can write if elif num equal to 10, then print f num is, let's remove this greater than part, is equal to 10, else print. Now we have taken all the situations possible into consideration, the lesser than situation, the equal situation. The only thing we are left with is the greater than situation. Num is equal to 10. No, sorry, not equal. We were taking the greater than 10. Now if we run the code, let's say we take the input 4, 4 is less than 10, we run it again. We take the number input which we take is 17, 17 is greater than 10, and the next input which we will take is 10, which shows 10 is equal to 10. So we basically can see that in each case, whichever situation is met, we are following it up with the following body or the following block of code. Now, and a very important thing which is to be noted is that all these codes can be actually be executed using if statements alone. Now, when I say if statements alone, I mean that it can simply be written like elif num equal to 10, and instead of else, we can simply write if, wait a minute, if num is greater than 10. And we run the same code, it turns out that all the situations still work. Now, the problem we are facing here is like if we are putting all these if statements, now this actually puts quite a bit of load on the machine considering that it needs to compare all these given statements because it is treating them as a consecutive block. Had this entire thing been in the form of an if, elif and else, it could have simply matched it to either of the situations, and it could have easily skipped the following situations knowing that the rest of the situations would be false. That's one downside of using only if statements. However, we can also note that when we are using if, elif, and else, the first statement in any case needs to be an if statement. The following statement can be an elif statement, and even the second one. There can be two elifs following an if. In real life, there can be multiple elifs possible. Like, let's say the example we had taken before of the die, we could have had one if statement for, let's say, the occurrence of one else statement for the occurrence of 6, and then rest of the four cases in between could have been four different elif statements. The number of elif statements is not restricted in a code, and the code will still work all the same if we are using two elif statements and one if statement. Let's take another different value this time. Let's not just stick to 17, 10, and 4. Of course, 10 needs to be there. Now, if we try to change this to an elif statement, you'll notice that this is indicating an error to me by underlining them with the red strokes. And now if I try to run the code, it throws an error. Now, the reason being, none of the comparisons can ever start with an elif statement. The first statement always needs to be if. Now, let's say we want to put else. Now, it is also true the same a similar situation arises with an else, where else needs to be the last statement. Else cannot be a statement in the middle, or else can also not be the statement which occurs multiple number of times. Let's say we are putting this, then it easily shows that these two situations are true, but this elif statements gets a hanging problem. So like if we run this code, we will see it throws an error saying that this code is out of context. So the else statement always in any case needs to be the last statement that will be executed, if at all it is executed. So what we realize now is like we can write an entire code using only if statements, one if, and multiple elif statements, or the normal usual method where we start with an if, follow it up with n number of elifs, and then end it with an else body. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching our video. Kindly like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for the upcoming videos.